Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus coming to you once again. This is an impromptu statement I got to say to you, and it's very important that you listen. Our nation is in a crisis. When I speak of our nation, I'm not talking about the geography. I'm talking about we, the people. We are in a terrible crisis. And in order for us to fix the situation, we're going to have to put things in perspective. No longer is this against Republican parties and Democratic parties. No longer is this between black and whites. No longer is this between conservatives and liberals. No longer is this between America and another country. This is about we, the people. We, the people, are in a super crisis. And what it boils down to, ladies and gentlemen, it is mankind against God. And you're going to have to choose whose side you're going to be on. You're going to choose mankind, or you're going to choose God. Now, if you choose mankind, you probably want to stay a conservative Democrat, or in the middle Democrat, or a liberal Democrat. Or you might want to be the same for the Republican. Right wing, in the middle, or left. Or you might want to be a white, hate, racist, bigot. Or black, hate, racist, bigot. Or men against women and women against men and Americans against everybody else. And you're all in the same boat, under control. Now, we have been blessed in America to live at a time when somebody has made us aware of all the things that I've just mentioned. All of the things that I've just mentioned, in the past we might have had an excuse. We tried to say we were blind and we couldn't see it. But all of a sudden something happened right before our eyes. And when it went to the institutions that were supposed to investigate it, they came back and said, we didn't see what we saw. And now that should speak to all of us. Because whether you know it or not, all of us got something to lose, and we got everything to gain if we happen to be on the right train. I come to you, ladies and gentlemen, because I want you to listen to me. Now, why do I want you to listen to me? I want you to listen to me because I have committed 40 years in the wilderness of love to see what's going on. I am a social scientist. That might mean something to many of you. I ended up working at the Veterans Administration in Chicago. That might mean something to you. But I had my eyes kind of clapped and moved some of the scales back. And I began to see that allowed me to walk away from that misery. I ended up going into the Navy, ladies and gentlemen, only to find out that the Commander-in-Chief was no better than those that represent our domestic policies at home, whether abroad, that were affecting people there or affecting people everywhere that the United States government has some contact with. And in so doing, I found out that God's way was still the predominant way. And so I turned my back on the military, and I made sure that you, the people, will recognize the fact that I did turn my back. I would not accept anything other than a separation that was not honorable. They wouldn't give me a dishonorable, but I got the other than honorable. And I hang it on my wall, the wall of my mind. Every day I see myself standing up against all of the evils of mankind and standing up for justice of God. I say that, ladies and gentlemen, because I have been out here. I walked as a man who did not have access to the amenities of life. I was blessed or cursed in one way or another, being attached or associated with a spouse who could not see the way I see. And so she walked to the dictates of the established order. Still does. And I can say that is the reason that we have a house over our head and some of the other things that many of you do not have. But I'm not finding any comfort in that, because every time there's a person that goes to the doctor and cannot get the adequate care, my heart bleeds and my eyes cry. Every time I see somebody going to the dollar store because they can't afford to go anyplace else, it cries just as hard for them as I do those people in soup lines. Why does it cry? I cry because I know what God has done. I know what God has prepared. And I know that mankind has stood before the world and says, I am God. And I want a separation between myself and what you call the church. And so by doing that, over time, the people don't even believe in the church anymore. Young people go to church and they know the preachers are doing nothing but telling Bible stories that has no significance, because the one that's talking, the one that's doing the preaching, is no different than the ones that's sitting in the pews listening. None of them are standing up for God. They're just telling stories about God. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that we have been tricked. This is no longer about Democrats and Republicans. Everybody got something to lose, and if we stand up right, we got everything to gain. So what am I asking? I'm asking every black person in America to get on God's side. I don't care if you got a job, got some money, got a boat, got a car. I'm asking you to get on God's side. Every white man in America, I'm asking you to get on God's side. I don't care how much investments you got. I don't care how much you own. I don't care what you stored up. I'm asking you to get on God's side. Every man in America, I'm asking you to get on God's side. I don't care how big your muscles are, how many women you got, and what you ride and drive in, and what games you're playing. I'm asking you to get on God's side. Every woman in America, I'm asking you to get on God's side. I don't care if you're loaded down. I don't care if you're standing in the streets prostituting yourself. I don't care if you're going around doing what men want you to do for a hit or crack. I'm asking you to get on God's side. Every individual that goes to the doctor cannot get the care. Every individual that goes to the dentist and cannot get the care that you need. I'm asking you to get on God's side. Every individual that can hear my voice, I'm asking you to get on God's side, because God is the winner. And if you plan to win, you better be on God's side, because right now, on man's side, they are planning to mess you up. They're planning to do everything they possibly can to divide you and start a war, a third world war, just to fight for who's going to be in control, who wants to be the man on the throne. They're saying that they are God. And they put their pants on just like you do. They piss just like you do. They stink just like you do. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they do everything just like others do. But they want to be God. I say, ladies and gentlemen, I challenge everybody in the range of my voice today. I'm asking you to get on God's side, because God is not going to lose this battle. I promise you that God is not going to lose this battle. God is not going to cause any pain or any suffering to anybody. But God established it in the beginning. You shall reap what you sow. The seed that you plant determines what you're going to get. And all God has got to do is be true in that. And it is true. And what comes and brings that forth is nature. Nature hears you. Nature observes you. Nature seeing what you're doing. And nature is not committed to do anything but what the seed draws from it, what the sower gets. I'm standing before you today, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm telling you, many of you think you got a lot to lose. I know how that works. I know exactly how that works. That's why when I decided to take this step 40 years ago, I gave up what I was holding on to. I gave up these things that made me ride good, made me dress good, made me be able to talk to women, made me be able to feel that I was somebody. I gave it up because I know as long as I was attached to it, I could never talk to God. I could never speak for God. And so, and I turned those things aloof. I've been walking, and I've been in jails, I've been in prisons, I've been on the streets, I've seen the pain and suffering. My heart has cried out, and is still doing it today. And I'm fed up with it, Lord God Almighty, I'm fed up with it. I am so thankful today. I'm so thankful that Donald Trump became president of the United States, so the whole dead blasted world can see how evil he is, and how evil people would be that would follow him, and how weak people would be to get in line and don't raise no sand. I challenge every last one of you to join with God. Now, many of you believe in the Bible. If you think what I'm saying is crooked, don't make too much sense, I refer you to go to book 1 Samuel, around the 7th chapter or 8, I'm not sure right now. But you will hear the message that God gave to Samuel and what should be done to the people. You might hear them refer to Israel, but they're talking to all people. All people. And what was said would happen to Israel has happened to the whole dead blasted human race. Somebody's trying to be God, and they are allowing it to happen. I stand before you. I challenge my friends. I challenge my sisters and my brothers. I challenge all humankind to stand up and get with God. Whatever you lose right now will just be temporary. What God got for you is peace, prosperity, and joy. No other can give it to you. There is nothing on the face of the earth that can give you joy. There is nothing on the face of the earth that can give you complete peace. There is nothing on the face of the earth that can fulfill your dreams. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that's a blessing that comes from God. And if I can say no more, let it be said that I stood up on this day and said that this is no longer between us and them. This is between mankind. And when I say mankind, I'm talking about every last one of you. I don't care what role you're playing in life right now. I don't care if you're preaching or standing in the church. Everything right now, when I say between God and man, I'm talking about every human being that breathes. Every human being that can walk and stand and understand. I'm talking about you. It is a thing between you and God. You and God. Those of you who claim to be walking with God, where are you? I'm talking about you as well. This is about God and you. You want your dreams to be real. Those things that you want to accomplish in this life, so that your children and your grandchildren can come upon this earth, grow up and be real loving individuals, and they can take this nation a step higher, preparing for our great-great-grandchildren to step on this earth and take it even higher, because they are being led by truth. They are being led by understanding and love. I'm talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, like I'm talking to myself. I talked to myself a long time ago. When you hurt, I hurt. When you rejoice, I rejoice. But I'm not doing any rejoicing when I see people around here right every day trying to destroy one another. Got envy, getting even, mean, vicious, heartless, low-down, dirty, evil, stinking individuals calling themselves representing you, the people. Who are you that would let a devil represent you? Stand up, my friends. Stand up, my sisters and brothers, and put an end to this. If there's going to be love, let it be from the one who made you. Let it be from the one who gave you the earth. Let it be for the one who stacked in every crevice of this earth, every resource that would be essential, and gave you the intelligence to be able to recognize what it is, where it is, and extract it from wherever it is, and to create amongst yourselves everything that you would need to be fulfilled in this life. Give that one the glory. Don't bend your back to no foolish man. I think that makes sense. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? If you're a Republican, I know most of you are going to stand with the Republicans because you don't know God. If you're a Democrat, I know most of you are going to stand with the Democrats because you don't know God. If you believe in capitalism, I know most of you are going to stand with that stance because you don't understand anything else. God understands that. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I come before the storm. I tell you, I give you the warning. It's coming. Death or life is coming. Let me say it again. Death or life is coming. And I ask, I hope, I pray that you choose life. And choosing life don't mean you keep on doing what you've been doing. Choosing life means that you start standing up, making sure that every individual, not just in your family, not just in your community, not just in your town, but everybody in this state and in this nation, rise to the occasion of being free. And once you become free in this land, then you can understand how important freedom is. And you can stand and represent and reach out for freedom all across the world. But until you can do it at home, and I'm not talking about just in your little space or in your tent. I'm talking about in your heart. Until you can do it in your heart, you can't do nothing. I'm asking you, my friends, my sisters, and my brothers, and those of you who would call yourselves my enemy, it's time for change. Now is the time. Dr. King is gone. The man showed us what it was like to understand God, and we haven't seen another since then. Our people have been killed. We can't get rid of guns because we need money. We can't give health care because we need money. We can't do nothing without money, says man. And you go for that. I know why you go for it. You go for it because the one before you went for it. Now you think it's the only thing that's out there. I'll come to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lie. There's only one thing real out here that's everlasting, in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end, and that's God. And I'm asking you right now to reevaluate your situation and try God. Don't get mad with your mama. Don't get mad with your daddy. Don't get mad with your sons and daughters because they're stupid and ignorant just like you. Rise up to the occasion, and no matter what anybody says, be real in your own life and let God give you the glory. To heck with what man trying to do. Trying to buy you off, give you a check, give you a position, give you a purple heart. That's foolishness to God. So I come to you as a brother. I come to you who have been out here for 40 years committed for one thing: freedom for everybody, prosperity for everybody, joy of life for everybody, the fulfillment of dreams for everybody. Do you know anyone that wants that for you? Do you know anyone that has been standing up for that for you? You didn't even know I was doing it. But I, my friends, have done it without your support. Can't accomplish anything without your support. God can't even bring you around unless you choose. But nature says if you keep on staying on the path that you're only going to whip your butt good. And what good is it then for you to start changing? Why? Change, my friends, while you got the power. Change when you were not made to, but you chose to. Change. Be a lover and not a hater. And if you got to die, don't die from sickness and diseases and cancer and heart attacks. Die for standing for love. Die for something. Die for something important. Die for caring. Die for being a man of God. Whew. I think I better stop now. There's no more I can say. Everything else would be just a repeat. But I hope I've said it. I hope you heard it. Thank you so very much. Eddie Marcus once again saying goodbye for now.